Hiya, you don't often see this face. Welcome to the video today. It's yours truly saying hello to you. I've just come back from a really nice week in Dorset. Took the missus, my little girl Grace. We went to Bournemouth, but we stayed mainly in Swanage. And Swanage means a couple of things for me. It means beautiful Dorset countryside, great food in Corfe Castle at the Greyhound Inn. And if you haven't been to Corfe Castle before, there's many reasons to go there. One of them is the Greyhound Inn. I highly recommend it, and a totally good nosh up there. But I went to the Swanage Railway, and the Swanage Railway means trains. So I'm going to show you what I got from my little haul at the Swanage Railway this past week in Swanage, Dorset, and I hope that you like this one. So stay tuned, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't seen the channel before, please do check out the channel. We've got some great videos for you to look at over the years and also recently. If you're a regular subscriber, big shout out to the regulars that watch and subscribe to this channel. Charlie McGowan in Canada, hello, and also to the rest of you out there. But don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you in a mo with what we got. So go and get yourself a coffee or tea, whatever you want to have of your choice, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so as mentioned this week, if you've not seen the videos already, they're up on the channel. I did go to the Swanage Railway in Dorset this week, and I was on a mission, obviously, to see loads of gorgeous steam locos. I only saw one, well, actually saw a couple in operation, but the one that I rode behind was 34028, which was Eddystone. It's a West Country class. You can see the videos on the channel up already. But I went into the gift shop, and one of the things that caught my eye was the following model, and I thought, well, shall I get it or shall I not? I did debate not getting it, but I thought, you know what, I haven't had a holiday for a long time, and I thought I've got to get it to remember my visit to the Swanage Railway. So I got myself one of these. It's a 5MT steam loco. It's a Riddles engine designed by R.A. Riddles. And these were numerous on the different regions on the railway network in between 1951 and 57. By 1964 they started scrapping these. By 1968 they're all gone, only 5 examples in preservation. I'll take this out of the box and you can have a good look, so stay tuned. Go grab a coffee, a biscuit, or whatever you're gonna do, float your boat, and I'll come back and get this out of the box so we can all have a good look at this magnificent engine. Okay, so we got it out of the box. Let's have a look. And that is a thing of beauty, is it not? What a lovely, handsome looking machine. Again, it's Bachmann, so obviously Bachmann are pretty good with their paint finishes and with their general detail. This particular example has got some bits to look at in a bit, but let's start from the front end of the smoke box and have a look. And as you can see on the front there, there's quite a lot of detail actually. I said a little bit, there's actually a lot of detail on the front, such as these side steps, and you can make out the rivets there, the lamp irons for the lamps in the front, smoke box darts, separately fitted handrail, the shed plate on the smoke box door, builder's plate on the side there, these lovely chunky cylinder blocks that have got the rivet detail on the side, loads of rivet detail on the actual smoke box side of things. Very handsome looking loco. Excuse me. Thank you for those that said bless you. So again, guys, it's got a lot of detail that's fitted, which is nice, because normally, I don't know about you, but those of us that are out there that do collect and run model locomotives on our layouts, certainly the Hornby stuff has the finer scale detail on it, and they're nice, but they can be annoying because bits break off if you don't handle them carefully, or they can just be so fragile. So this is quite a nice amount of detail to see on the Bachmann model. Very nice. I love they've got the correct wheel size on there as well, which is nice. They've also got the correctly modelled Caprotti valve gear arrangement on there as well, which is also very nice. You've got the sanders fitted underneath there. And this particular loco is called, hang on, I'll zoom in. It's King, I can't even see that. King Leode Grange, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it says on there. It's so fine to the eye. I mean, the camera here is doing its best to pick things up. There we go. King Leode Grange. Yep. There we go. That's my camera picking that up, but to the human naked eye, it is absolutely tiny. But it's on there, so you know it's there. Nice amount of detail on top there, with the safety valves, separately fitted whistle, and the associated pipe work that goes with that as well on the side. Lovely rivet detail around those 4 washout plugs, which is nice. The cab looks really nice as well from the outside, with those wood glazing on the windows and the correct cab shape. All the pipe work that goes down to the bottom of the cab underneath, it's nice. The cab doors are modelled nicely on this particular version. And then if we look at the footplate, that's nice as well. You've got all the gauges separately fitted out and painted. Regulator, firebox door, handle, reverser lever. Everything on there is nicely fitted, and also it's nicely picked out in terms of relief. As you can see through that shot there through the window, if I just do that and then bring the camera in a smidge like that, you can see. Again, look at these rivets down the side of the cab. Brilliant. All throughout the model, it's lovely. The paint finish is nice as well. This will never, ever, ever be weathered. I'm going to leave this as it is in pristine condition. Moving onwards to the tender. If we look at the tender from the front of the footplate side, there's some nice relief detail on there in terms of the handbrake lever, cold door, hinges. And again, some nice detail there on the footplate. And there's also a nice level with the footplate cab floor to the tender. The full plate is what I was trying to say, sorry. Which goes obviously across from the cab over towards the tender. That's nice. And there's a nice amount of clearance in there as well. I was going to say, guys, this is quite pleasing because obviously you need the clearance between the tender and the locomotive when it's going around curves and point works on the layout. Around point work and curves, it's important to have that clearance. So my example here, I've got my loco and tender coupled up to the max. There's 2 pins. If we gently put this on its side underneath, you'll see exactly what I mean. If I can get in with the camera again, you see there's 2 holes there on the drawbar pin. I've got it on the furthest notch. This is purely for display purposes because I don't think my version or my sample is quite going to make it round curves on my layout, because as you know, on Little Beddington there's some sharp radius curves on there. I've got seconds and firsts on there, so they're going to be quite tight, so I'll need to extend that drawbar slightly in terms of coupling up. I don't know, it might do it, it might. We'll have to test it out on another video with a running session and see what it does. But anyway, for all intensive purposes, if we move down towards the tender, let's look at it from the outside. So we're going down to the tender now and we're looking at this. Straight away off the bat, you can see this lovely crisscross rivet detail on there, which has got the BR early line and wheel crest as opposed to the late version. And this is actually one of my favourite colours, this black livery with the early BR line and wheel crest scheme. This really pops on a model, in my opinion. It looks nice. Nice amount of detail there on the underside with the leaf springs and the Timken lubricator caps on the bottom there. They could have picked those out in yellow, is my only minor score on this particular model. But that's me being pedantic. These little, I'll zoom it in a little bit more so you can understand what I'm talking to you about. These round Timken oil lubricator bearing caps, which is what they were called, that's where you put your oil, lubrication oil for the axles and the tender. They would have been, the BR ones would have been yellow, painted yellow on steam engines normally. But these are black, and I suppose that's okay. Again, it doesn't matter too much. That's just me being really pedantic and finicky. Again, I don't have to say much because look at the rivet detail even on the tender bogey truck. Look at that. There's lovely detail on there, isn't there? I think you'd agree at home. Looking from a top profile shot, that's quite a believable coal load on top. I'm not sure if that comes out. I think it does. With a small, very fine screwdriver, you can probably prise that plastic coal load off the top there and put in some real coal. But again, to be honest with you, it's the exact scale size. If you look at even this plastic example here, if you look at a lump of coal, pick it out anywhere you want with your eye on this video, and you look at a single piece of coal that's moulded into this, it's the exact size to fit on a scale shovel for the fireman to put in the firebox. You don't want anything over too big. And I do admit, on my steam locos you'll see are running on my layout, and you've seen on previous videos, I do put real coal in my tenders, but some of them are quite large. But I can get away with that because I can say, well, the fireman can break those up with the coal hammer. So yeah, I'm just kidding. I think that looks quite a great effect, and I'm not going to mess with that, to be honest with you. I like that as it is. I'm going to keep that as it is, definitely. I'm not going to change that coal load because it does look quite nice, particularly with the little mound towards the end, which is prototypical, which means that the fireman would have to rake the coal forward as the journey went on. But that looks great. I love that. Looking on top there, as well as the coal load, you've got a nice amount of detail with the water filler cap there, which is there. That large single round thing there is to do with venting the condensation in the tender. Looking at the rear, that's nice. Look, we've got a separately fitted ladder. Nice rivets on the buffer beam. These buffers are sprung. That's lovely. We've got some brake rigging underneath the tender, as well as the loco itself. We've got a separately fitted handrail for the lamp iron bracket. Electric lamps, I believe, on the back there. Yes, we have. A shed plate in the middle. And I do believe that says LMS, I believe. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't. It's BR. Why would I think it's LMS when I've just described it as an early BR press loco? Twat. Yeah, but look, there's some nice detail on the back there. That's what I was basically trying to convey to you guys today at home. It's a sexy looking loco. If you're not a steam fan, you won't understand that, but if you are, you know what I mean. Very handsome looking loco. From that shot there, it looks very nice because you've got that lovely chimney, which is a lovely little item on top there. In my opinion, again, being a little bit pedantic, but on the steam loco, the chimney profile is important because it sets the whole engine off to look at it from the side there. So if you look at the, for example, the Coronation class, the Duchesses, the Cities, they've got that nice double lip chimney that's nice and low down and flush. On the Great Western engines, you've got nice stout chimneys with the brass work around the top and things like that. But these particular 5MTs, these RA Riddle machines, everything about them is nicely proportioned. I know I'm going into a bit of a tangent here, but I'm very passionate, as you can tell, about my trains. I love them. Look at that. Lovely. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And as mentioned, if we flip it over here, just have a nose at the loco as opposed to the tender. We can do the whole thing in one shot. So we've already talked about the tender, got in the separate brake rigging there. There's also a little water scoop, which was designed for pretty much the I nearly said Eastern region. It's the Midland region, the services from London Euston, where you had the water scoops out towards Bushy on the London Midland region. So all the locos on there, all the Western engines and everything came out of the Midland side. And also on the Western region, you had water scoops. And this particular train or locomotive was fitted with a water scoop. And then moving on to the locomotive, as you can see underneath, you've got separately fitted brake rigging, sandpipes there. Everything is very, very nice on there. I'm just going to gently tip that up like that, back on its feet as it were. And that is a very, very nice machine, I think so. So in our next video, I'm going to have this running on the layout, and I've got some nice Monsell coaches to go with this. And then we can recreate a little bit of the Swanage Railway going on. Anyway, that's me today. I'm so glad to be back home, believe it or not. I did enjoy my few days in Dorset. We did come home a little bit early, a day early, because to be honest with you, the weather was absolutely horrendous in Bournemouth. It was absolutely awful. So that sort of kiboshed and put the nail in the coffin for that one. And that was really one of the reasons why we came home a bit early. We came home a day early. But I think out of our few days in Dorset, my bestest memory for us all as a family was, again, Tuesday we went to the Swanage Railway. We went up to Corfe Castle, explored the amazing ruins from the National Trust, Corfe Castle ruins, and then we came down the hill, literally, into the village. And again, if you're ever in Corfe Castle in Dorset, please do go and visit the Greyhound Inn pub. It is absolutely amazing. It has the best grub ever I've ever tasted, West Country grub, beautiful. Great pint in there as well, and just a nice day really as well. Anyway, that's me. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you're all safe and well and doing okay. As mentioned, I'll do a running video of this beauty on the layout, probably tomorrow now, and I'll check you in the next one. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed this little overview of this beautiful RA Riddle's 5MT locomotive, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care now.